Hello, we're back with a new video. In this episode, we'll explore how to minimize taxes if I become one of the world's billionaires someday. Let's imagine we're billionaires. Our first problem arises when we have to pay a lot of taxes because we have both capital and income. At the end of the year, we find that we owe millions of dollars in taxes, which we're not happy about. We want to avoid paying such a high amount. What can we do to minimize our annual tax burden? For example, we could buy a yacht with that money. However, many billionaires consider such purchases foolish. There's an interesting saying among Americans about this. One of the happiest days for a billionaire is the day they buy a yacht, and the second happiest is the day they sell it. Because they say the biggest problem we can create for ourselves is buying a yacht. For example, a wealthy individual like Bill Gates does not buy a yacht. Instead, he rents the best yacht in the world for a week and then returns it, avoiding any ongoing concerns. In 2014, Bill Gates rented the Serene yacht, one of the most expensive in the world, for a week at a cost of $5 million. As you probably know, the Serene belongs to bin Salman. In short, billionaires believe that buying a yacht is foolish. Let's move on to the main topic: how to hide our money to avoid paying high taxes. You can't buy land and houses because they incur taxes. Stocks and cryptocurrency can be bought but cannot be hidden. So, what should we do? We have to turn to fine art, particularly expensive paintings. These costly artworks are a common strategy that billionaires use to manage their income. You might wonder if the tax department will simply say that buying a painting doesn't exempt you from paying taxes. So, what should you do to stay within the bounds of the law? You must head to places like Sotheby's Gallery, where expensive paintings are sold. These exhibitions aren't open to everyone. You need to demonstrate that you have the financial capacity to make such purchases. That's why many billionaires frequent these venues. Inside this gallery, you'll find both old and new artworks. While it's evident that the old pieces carry hefty price tags, experts also contribute to inflating the value of newer paintings. But how? Well, it's all part of a strategic plan. For example, during an auction, certain paintings may be valued at up to $70 million. But what exactly justifies such staggering prices in the real world of art? Billionaires have multiple objectives in these markets. One is the ability to evade taxes, while another is to showcase their acquisitions and boast among other billionaires, saying, "I acquired this one-of-a-kind masterpiece." They pay so much for these works, but where do they store them? They must be kept somewhere safe, which is why these works are sent to special banks called free ports. These free ports function somewhat like the old Swiss banks before the IRS put pressure on them. Historically, various capitalists would deposit their money in Swiss banks, which were renowned for their secrecy and for not disclosing customer information to any government. But then the IRS intervened and disrupted their operations. The banks, under pressure, revealed the account details of their clients, abandoning their secrecy. However, the free ports that store works of art remain secretive, and it is unknown who owns what there. Perhaps because these ports do not involve money, the IRS has not targeted them yet. However, this could change in the future. It is interesting that the largest free port in the world, which stores artistic works, is located in Geneva, Switzerland. The largest one is called the Geneva Freeport. This secret warehouse holds more than $100 billion worth of hidden works of art. The identities of the property owners are completely secret, known only to the heads of the Freeport organization. In short, a painting that may not be worth $1,000 in reality can be sold for millions here. This is because the painting has entered the Sotheby's Gallery, where prices are intentionally driven up as part of the gallery's strategy. You might wonder if the buyers are being fooled, but no. They also benefit because they can launder money and avoid paying taxes. They cause no harm because they can bring the same painting to the gallery a few years later and sell it at a higher price at auction to another billionaire looking to avoid taxes. If you've enjoyed this video, please support us by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your engagement helps us reach more people. Thank you for being part of our community. Of course, most of them do not offer the painting for sale, but instead try to donate it to a museum. Why do they buy it? Why do they keep it? Why do they donate it? A billionaire might donate such a work when he earns, for example, $500 million in a given year. You should know that donations are tax exempt. How does it work? For example, they call an appraiser who is usually familiar and ask him to value the artwork. We don't know what happens behind the scenes, but the appraiser might say that a certain painting is worth $100 million. When this artwork is donated to a museum, the donor can claim a $100 million tax deduction at the end of the year, significantly lowering their taxable income. That's why they pay millions of dollars for a seemingly worthless painting and keep it until they want to use it for tax benefits. In general, donating is a popular method of avoiding taxes in America. For example, an ordinary person who owes $1,000 in taxes at the end of the year might donate an old car, which, although not worth $1,000, can reduce their taxes by up to 30%. You might find it strange that an appraiser can arbitrarily assign a value to something, right? Yeah, it's a bit arbitrary. Because who can determine the value of something unique? You can set any price you want for a painting that only has one copy, especially if that price is approved by a certified appraiser. So we've come to understand that purchasing these works of art serves as a sort of piggy bank for the world's wealthy capitalists, who store them in free port banks until they decide to utilize them. Now, imagine a scenario where tax concerns are no longer an issue, and a billionaire finds themselves in need of cash and decides to convert one of their art pieces into money. What would they do then? This is where high-end galleries like Sotheby's step in to assist. They market the artwork in such a way that it becomes highly desirable to all billionaires, causing the price to skyrocket. Moreover, these galleries ensure complete confidentiality regarding the seller's identity and details, keeping the owner of the artwork a closely guarded secret. That's why these galleries can attract various individuals and conduct transactions with actual billionaires, driving up prices. You might wonder, why do galleries engage in this practice? What's the benefit for them? When a valuable work fetches a high price at auction, the gallery's name gains global recognition, and the higher the sale price, the larger the commission for the gallery. Essentially, this collaborative effort serves to minimize the taxes for the capitalist. In the process of these programs, artists have the opportunity to showcase their works in these galleries and earn significant income. Essentially, everyone involved benefits from this network of galleries, as they mutually support each other and contribute to their collective success. Recently, ultra-luxury and expensive watches have also begun to make their way into these galleries, driven by the same motivations we discussed earlier. For instance, expensive Jacob & Carber's watches, each valued at more than $500,000, are predominantly bought and sold through these galleries. Another function of these expensive artworks for capitalists is that they serve as collateral for borrowing. For instance, they might inform their bank that they possess a painting valued at $50 million in the Geneva Freeport and request a loan of the same amount. Upon verifying the existence of the artwork, the bank approves the loan. Now we understand why such a work was sold for $450 million. Naturally, this is an extraordinary work by Leonardo da Vinci. However, consider this. A 2004 painting by Bryce Marden titled Compliments, which you may find unbelievable, sold for $31 million. Do you know what art is in this painting? Thank you for staying with us until the end of the video.